Hello and welcome back to Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of this irae, and I decided to not do any intro, and I'm probably going to cut this anyway, because I have literally no idea how much to the end, and I'm probably just going to cut like a lot of like beginnings and endings of what I've recorded, and I will just continue the story, I guess, and just like be done with this, I guess, because it's just too good. I don't know where to end at this point. So let us continue. Tell it belongs to you, okay. His golden gaze took an amicable glint as he looked down upon her from above. Rhea was in Ren's embrace mere moments ago. As such, the other man's appearance left her understandably confused. Okay, so it just suddenly happened. This is interesting. Oh wait, this is because Mercurius died that Ren actually disappeared? That's why we have Ren scarf? Because it's not created by Mercurius? Oh. So Reinhardt survived?
不思議かね。だが、案ずるに及ばん。この場を設けられたのは彼のおかげだ。
Oh.
今の私は、その恩恵に支えられているだけの影郎に過ぎんよ。
So Reinhardt is going to die as
会
well.
うことは二度とあるまい。
Like last time, in the last road. Did Reinhardt die actually last road? I mean, he like disappeared in the sky or something. It felt almost like he ascended somewhere. But he did not, right? He died there. Like, his soul just got like out. So he's going to die here. Okay, so Mercurius' powers is just like keeping him here for now. And a singular moment, time had come to halt, like within the frame of a painting. Oh. So that was Seren power actually? Okay. Even Rhea could tell that this power didn't belong to Reinhardt. The beast embodiment destruction, while the serpent was a recurrence. Neither of them would be capable of giving birth to this kind of moment, had they attained the throne. Yeah, that's kind of like a Ren thing. Interesting.
斬死。彼の渇望の名残だな。故に、了解を得たわけでもないが、構うまい。
Oh no, Soren actually did die. Actually did disappear, and this just are like the last embers of his being, basically.
イザークの継子、すなわち私の末裔であるケイと語らう最後の機会だ。よもや家族の別れに異を唱えるほど、
Wow.
彼は無粋でも強量でもないだろう。ウイコだ、テレジア。その勇気に敬意を表し、礼を言おう。私は満たされたよ。負けを認める。
And absentmindedly followed the gold lead, the surreal ballroom. The place resembled the inside of the castle, but it wasn't that hellish Gladsheim. The orchestral music that caressed her ears was no longer the aria of the irae sung by Reinhardt Legion of the Dead. So they're actually dancing, they're like holding hands here.
私のたどり着いた道の果て。少年の無双が行き着く結末としては、過分に上等なものだと思う。
Childish delusion, wow. Reinhardt changed. The goddess froze this space in time the moment she embraced the world to remake it. Oh, that's Mari's doing. I thought like Mari could stop time because of Ren being part of Ren, but... Huh. Actually, Ren probably disappeared, right? It seems like it. That's why everyone was here. So basically Ren disappeared. Mari embraced everything because she's recreating the world right now. And took like power of Ren in the moment he's been disappearing to just stop time for a little bit so she have time.
優作、綾瀬さん、
She could not see them, but they were here. She felt them.
私の層が、私のたてがみ。
Wow. Just like Reinhardt. Everyone had been condensed into this one point. And this one ephemeral moment that he cherished.
我らは我らの現実に帰るのだろう。K は K の現実に生きよ、テレジア。それを言いたくてな。
God damn it, I really hope that Ren would not disappear.
同じ気持ちなのだろうよ。
カール・クラフトは
Nope.
さて。
Nope. The gold shook his head with a bitter smile.
いるのだろうが、目に入らぬよ。あれと私は、もはや同意に存在できる。
Oh.
基地
Okay.
が消えれば、ラインハルト・ハイドリヒは獣でなくなる。
Maybe he actually doesn't mean Ren then. He mean actually Mercurius, because Mercurius technically is still a god. I mean, he's dying? Or he died? I don't know. Okay, let's just read. I'm kinda confused. Cannot see him. I can no longer exist on the same plane as he. The only person that he can talk about right now is Mercurius. Because Mercurius is the god, so it seems like only foreknowledge led Reinhardt to achieve the throne, basically. And when Mercurius died, his like power is like way lower than gods, so like he cannot like achieve this anymore, and cannot perceive the god basically, just like normal human being. Equal, kindred, the opposite faces of the two-sided mirror. In short, the end of the serpent would rob the gold of his plasmatic light. His gaze, now fixed on reality, could no longer make out the elusive shade. Same applied to Rhea. He, the being that projected Calcraft, could very well have been standing next to them. But they could neither see nor hear him. All that belonged to the old world would return to the past.
聞かせてください。ハイドリヒ教。
Rhea wished to know the story that led them all here. How exactly was this victory, the triumph that they all longed for, earned? How did everything end up within the goddess embrace?
忘れてしまうかもしれない。意味がないことかもしれない。だけど、刻みつけておきたいんです。私たちの選択を。あなたの敗北を。
ああ、構わんよ。
He made a certain note in the statement of his defeat. Rhea knew nothing about the war between destruction and transcendence, nor the friendship between Gold and Mercury, or the clash of the beast and the serpent. If she wished to live with her beloved, Rhea would need to distance herself from the friendship of those two carnivorous pillars. Otherwise, he would never return. So she's like aware, I think, that Ren just disappeared. She's just like hoping that they will get reincarnated in the new world that Mari is making, and she can still be with Ren. The victory she prayed for meant precious little in the world without him. Thus they chose to depend on the outside forces. Provided they won the bet, Rhea thought it was within her right to know the truth behind everything.
あれはなんともバカバカしく。そして、我が生涯最高の歌劇であったよ。
It's been the grandest opera, yep. Reinhardt knew very well that the duty of the defeated was to confess.
カールは、私が知る何より強く。
Began with a hint of felicity in his tone. Oh!
私も止めるに止められなかったよ、マルグリット。
Okay. Mercurius is dancing with Mari. Yeah, and they hold hands. This has really stopped time. Is Mercurius younger here? Holy crap, the last moments of Mercurius. So, Mercurius is here, Mari is here, but they are like... This is like the last ember of Mercurius, probably. Mari is like in full power here. Reinhardt lost his foreknowledge, so Reinhardt and Rhea are not aware that they are in the same place. Because they said like, they could, like, he could be in this place and I cannot perceive him. So these two are on like another dimension, basically, for them. That's so interesting, wow. Even though they talk, and Mercurius can probably hear everything that Reinhardt is saying. But even I possess the power to stop him. The serpent spoke of their earlier battle, with a smile on his lips.
正直な話、かなり早い段階から嫌な予感はあったのだ。君が彼になり変わり、矢面に立ったあの時からね。
You took over his body. Oh, yeah, Ren.
私がレンを眠らせて、あの三人と戦った時、
そう。どうも主演が舞台から出ていく前兆めいていてね。それは良くない。彼にはぜひ我が友と波動の激突を実現
You did interfere,
して
yeah.
ならないだろう。だからつい魔が差してね。介入してしまったよ。
Well, it's been successful. Why you didn't interfere before like that?
先輩が神様助けて。
君が何でもするなどというものだから。
Before he knew it, he found himself deviating from his role as the spectator. In retrospect, it appeared that moment was that what started it all.
一度踏み越えてしまえば雪崩式でね。
Yeah.
以降は握手の連続だったよ。ああ、彼は何と言ったかな。
Wow, are you serious, Mercurius?
シロー、
彼を動かしたのが致命的だったね。私は己が大体とその自滅因子が食い合う様に見せられた。
I thought he was talking about Ren.
続く展開をこれ以上ないほど暗示している。あとはもはや必然の流れだ。
It's apotheosis clashing, yeah. Okay. Acta est fabula. The disintegration of a word soaked deep in the foreknowledge.
君の言った通りだ、マルグリット。私の負けで勝利したのは君ら。潔く膝を折るしかあるまい。
その割に全然悔しそうじゃないのが少し頭にくるんだけどね。
納得のいく敗北であれば笑うさ。至極当たり前のことだろう。
Money heavy and exasperated sigh in response to the man's facetious remark. She had long since given up on trying to do anything about the man's boundless potential for turpitude. He was crying mere moments ago, and now this. But at last, he acknowledged his defeat. Considering this would likely be their final meeting, Mari wished for them to part ways with smiles.
レンに感謝してちょうだいね。
ああ。しかし彼は本当に徹底しているね。今この時でさえ姿を見せぬ。意地でも座には関わらぬという意思表示かな。
Oh. Oh, this is interesting. I mean, okay. That makes sense, I guess. Like, I thought like Ren disappeared, but if Mercurius is still here, he's not like... He's like disappearing, but the time stopped. So, Ren should be still somewhere. But he didn't like enter this place. the throne. Is he really like not going to be here just because he's just like too afraid of being near the throne, because he feel like his craving would just like devastate the whole world basically with like stopping time, and you don't want to like do anything with this and just wait for everything to over? Huh. Or he's like too weak to get here or something.
あなたを見たらぶっ飛ばしたくなっちゃうからでしょ
Or that.
さもあろうし、
Yeah.
君を信じているからだろうね。
True, he believes in you. He believed in the new world of the goddess more than anyone, and would consequently refuse to manifest in this place. The residue of his craving forming the space was enough to prove his survival. As such, he wished to entrust the leading role to the goddess till the very end. Yeah, so I was right. So, okay. So yeah, this is Ren's power, stopping time in this place, and also Ren is going to actually disappear, because these are like the last embers of him, basically. He survived, but till the very end. That sounds like he's going to die.
私が言えた義理でもないだろうが、引きこもるのが好きなことだよ。負け惜しみとしてこれくらいの悪態は叩いてもよかろう。
Okay, sure.
うん許してあげる
Mari held the same sentiment as the serpent, and thus had nothing to reproach him for. She was happy to receive the young man's absolute trust, but she wasn't entirely delighted about the fact that it existed for the sake of another woman. Wow, yeah. Mari can be extremely jealous, we know that. In any case, he had absolute and unwavering trust in this
あ
conclusion.
なたたちが戦えば間違いなく相打ちになるレン
Oh.
はそれが分かってたんだよ
And if they would kill each other, then Reinhardt would emanate, right? On the other hand, if Reinhardt without foreknowledge is not powerful enough to reach the throne, then if Ren and Mercurius kill each other, then the throne is empty. Who's entering the throne in that situation? Mari could survive because Mari is a separate being, so Mari would emanate anyway, right? But yeah, I mean, this is just like theoretical thing, because Ren would like to be with Rhea, so he don't want to kill each other with Mercurius.
なぜなら、私とカールは相国の関係だ。
The gold claimed they would both perish should the two of them clash. The legion of the foreknown world was too huge, containing all mortal souls from the day of creation. Quality aside, even the gods' armies would have failed to overwhelm it. Gold's armies, yeah.
それを倒せたのは彼があなたに撃たれたがっていたから
しかりだ、テレジア。
Huh.
あの戦いが始まった時点で、カールは自戒の衝動に負けていた。
Yeah, so I was right. Like Reinhardt was basically nothing against Mercurius' power. But Mercurius wanted him wanted to die. So he basically let him win.
彼は倒される。
そして自滅ならアバトーシスも引きずられる
私と彼の争いはそういう決着しか生み出さない。笑い話だろう、マルグリット。しかもそうなった後でしか気づ
あなたの渇望がそういう形をしているから
君に出会った日の感動を事前に予見したくなどなかったからね。
He would not tolerate the dilapidation of the single piece of the chronology he genuinely cherished. And so he continued to dance, leading his goddess with each step.
前もって分かっていたのでは今日がそがれるだけだろう。おかげで幾度となく同じ過ちを繰り返したが、 後悔などしていないよ。
Serpent lowered his voice with impeccable grace.
理解したかね、テレジアよ。
The gold finished his explanation with a hint of self-deration.
じゃあだったら
Both Mari and Rhea felt compelled to voice the question that flashed through their minds. A meaningless hypothesis, yet one they wished to confront the two invincible pillars with, even after their defeat.
あなたと彼は絶対に相打ち。そうとしかならない。それは分かったけど、違う相手だったらどうなのですか？
Okay, I mean, technically, Mari and Ren could emanate like in Mari Road, right? But they would have to be together. What if kind of scenario? It was not like Mari had any qualms with this conclusion, but she nonetheless wished to solve the riddle. Their conversation had just bathed in her heart. Rhea wished to know if there could have been an alternate conclusion for the friends they both lost. If the obsidian round table would not have turned on itself. In other words,
レンなら、藤井君なら、
what would happen if he fought instead?
あなたに勝てた？カリオストロ。あなたは勝てましたか？ハイドリヒ教。
So not like... Okay, so Rhea is just asking about Ren versus Reinhardt, and Mari is asking about Ren versus Mercurius, who would win. But Mercurius said like they would probably defeat each other as well, right? Unless he was talking about Reinhardt there as well. I felt like he mentioned Ren at one point, but maybe I'm wrong. Gold and Mercury fell silent for a moment, both of them faced by the same unexpected question. For a brief moment, they parted their lips at the same exact time.
私は負けんよ。
Okay, yep, like... Wow, what a scene. This is eternal dance, if you think about this. The eternal ballroom. This one moment is extended forever. Wow. Their words rang with the unfettered conviction. The stereotypical case of the man never wished to admit his inferiority in front of the woman he cared for. Mari couldn't help but let out a chuckle.
自信満々に言うんですね。
Rhea shrugged her shoulders with exasperation.
やっぱりあなた、一度ケチョンケチョンにされた方がいいと思う。
それは私、
Wow.
人として生をやり直せという意味かね。勘弁してくれたまえよ。
Wow. Wow.
また君に会いたくなってしまうだろう。
Imagine Mari just like bucking up and saying, yeah, Mercurius, you know what? Just like repeat everything, I will just like deal with this again. Oh my god, that would be like the biggest troll ever.
私のお婿さんは手強いですよ。血筋なんか全然気にしないんだから。
My husband. Wow.
イザークに交際を認められたせいで強気かな。少子。私はあれほど甘くないぞ。
Yeah. If the person in question had heard that, he would have likely have jumped to his feet in indignation. But to Mari, that was no more than the tripling jab, and the man who chose another. While Rhea merely wished to boast, and the two pillars answered them with dignity, remaining ever true to themselves.
あなたが何を言ったって、私はレンが勝ったと思うよ。藤井君が戦ってたら、今頃あなたはお星様になってたはずです。
それはそれは。
ぜひ試してみたいな。
Yeah, but that never happened. Their smiles reflected not any of ill intent. After all, it was the meaningless hypothesis, one that should never be allowed to attain meaning. The gods refusing to acknowledge this conclusion's reality would be no different from betraying him. Both Mari and Rhea understood that better than anyone. Yet at the same time, they did not believe their supposition to have been correct. I mean, we cannot prove it right now. I mean, Mari is already emanating and, like, everything is over. And, like, Rhea is probably going to be reincarnated as a human being because she's right now just a soul inside the castle, right? And Ren probably disappears together with Mercurius, so both Rhea and Ren is going to be like reincarnated basically with Mari's embrace, and they hope to just find again each other. Naturally, neither Reinhardt nor Mercurius did anything to prove them otherwise, not to mention their current lack of strength. They had been defeated and would return to places where they belonged as exiles from the throne. There are some places that, like, is for, like, fallen gods in Masadaverse or something. Return to places where they belonged as exiles from the throne. That is interesting. That makes me think that there's, like, some kind of, like, another thing outside of the throne, where it's, like, the bunch of, like, fallen gods, the inferior gods, lower plane gods. I don't know.
マルグリット。
テレジア。
The two pillars, realizing that the end drew nigh, decided on one final question for the two girls, one that penetrated to the man whose image had been equally engraved in both of their hearts.
あの頑固者、君はどう扱うつもりだね。
So he's... Okay, he's going to survive or not. I'm so confused. I'm so interested in this. Is he going to be reincarnated or he's not going to disappear?
K は知らぬだろうが、あれには現実が2つある。
He possessed two realities? What? Fuji did exist in reality, but his whole existence depended on his role. He was a phantasm that should have never been. That actually makes sense. True, Mercurius created him, and that crux that constituted his soul came from another reality. Yeah, makes sense.
君はあれを現実に返すと言い、それを慈しみ抱きしめることを祈った。ならば私の代替であるザラトゥストラには戻せまい。
True, so that's what I thought, like he's going to disappear and he's going to be reincarnated again.
生きる時代が違うのだ。女神が彼の願いに真摯であるほど、カールの手が入った立場では歪みが生じる。
増年金ととは共に歩けん。
That sucks. So Ra is not going to disappear. Ra is going to be the Sonnenkind in another plane. And Ren is going to be reincarnated at some point that we don't know. This is so fucked up. So they cannot be actually be together. This is so painful.
おそらく会えぬぞ。
Yeah. God damn it. Why? This is so sad. That's not the happy ending I wished for. But I guess it makes sense. Not a happy ending, but it makes sense. The two pillars spoke with no hint of malice or mischief in their voices. They conveyed only the solemn truth.
君が彼を愛しているなら、そうした采配もありではないかと私は思う。君の手に入らぬのなら、むざむざ別の女に渡すことなどあるまいよ。
Yeah, Mercurius is like, my wife was the best waifu.
女神の嫉妬、独占欲。古今それは英雄たるものを束縛する。可能性として十二分にあり得るのだが、どう思うね、テレジアよ。
さあ、
答えを。
That question both Mari and Rhea.
信じているから。
Okay. But he have nothing to say in this. So what exactly do you believe in? Give an answer that was both curt and to the point.
現実が一つしかなくて、ずっとそこから出られないのは あなたの世界でしょ、カリオストロ。
True.
カールクラフトの座は終わった。だったら可能性は無限に広がる。レンの本当の現実は無視できない。ええ、確かにその通りだし、
Yeah.
そこは私も分かっている。藤井君の現実がいつのものかは知らないけど、それが終わっても先に進める。
That's interesting.
もう巻き戻ったりしない。
So,
私も
Rhea even now, I mean, yeah,
ずっと
Ren never told her about Mercurius. Rhea don't know Ren true form, basically, that he's Agner Bear, created from souls that fought before, like part of Machina, stuff like this. And he's like basically creation of Mercurius. She doesn't know this. But she believes in him that basically, maybe not in him, maybe more like she have hope in general. That they don't have to like repeat everything and be like, have like limitless potential, as they said. Anyway.
そうしていけばいつか会えるんじゃないのかな。レンもカスミも
Yeah.
シローも先輩も、そして
That happened in Mari Road.
できればこの私も
It took many years.
みんな一緒にな
But it
れる
did.
時が
And it's very bittersweet. It's really bittersweet. Uh,
きっと来るって信じてる。
yeah. But he won't be able to be your husband anymore.
私にそれ
Even if you survive until that point.
信じてる。
I wonder if like Ra is going to be like existing as the Sonnenkind in like another plane dimension, basically. Like she's like lower than Mari, basically, in terms of power, because Mari is basically the goddess, so she's like, I don't know, what could you like call her? I think she's like a little bit lower than demigod. Right? She can exist in another plane of dimension, but she doesn't have really like much of the power. Probably. I wonder if she can even age at this point. Huh.
だから
Ren and Mari parted their lips at the exact same time.
怖くないよ。
They made themselves clear in voices, ropes and unwavering. The two pillars, sensing the resolve, both nodded their heads. Most admirable. They had both been defeated.
なるほど。
ならば、そう信じるがいい。
The throne of the goddess was still akin to the newborn infant. Such small-scale manipulation of casualty could not be a trivial task. There was no guarantee it could line the young man on the correct time axis in the forthcoming rebirth cycle. He could end up being separated by 10 or 100 years, even several generations. The serpent fell into silence though, waiting how he could potentially help the goddess in this matter. I mean, Mercurius have shittons of experience with reincarnating time. Okay? He can figure something out, probably. Yet he could no longer interfere with the casualty of his substitute. Yeah, okay. But maybe some advice? Doing so at this point would be an insult to their victory. As such, he had to do what he did best. Manipulate other forces. A chorus action that might have been yet one he felt compelled to carry out, for his heart urged to be the use of his beautiful goddess. He would meddle for but a moment before vanishing, so that she would not notice a thing.
なあ。お前はどう思う？ハイドリヒ。
So you can perceive each other. I mean, like, Reinhardt can perceive you. He addressed his friend, despite being okay, never mind. Okay, so he's just like, yeah. He addressed his friend, despite being unable to either see or hear him. So they, okay, so I assumed that Mercurius can actually see Reinhardt, but he cannot. So they both cannot see each other at this point. Interesting. I thought it's like Reinhardt just like lost power and is unable to see Mercurius because he's like on another like basically dimensional plane of existence at this point. But seems like they cannot perceive each other without foreknowledge. It's like they never met, basically. Provided that Reinhardt agreed with his proposition, Mercurius would have preferred for him to do the honors. They know each other so well, if they don't see each other and hear. He uttered it like the soliloquy, prompting the girl to narrow her eyes in confusion. He too had been thinking along those lines after hearing of the girl's resolve. If it was within his power, he did not mind lending a hand. Okay. So how do we make it so Rhea and Ren can be actually together?
何を言ってるの？
なんでもないよ。
What will you do? What are you going to flick? What kind of switch?
さまつなことだ。
They gaze down at the suspicious girls and bend their knees before them in their hearts. Within the fading ballroom of eternity, the two pillars accepted the end of their ephemeral moment. Okay. And so they disappeared in the sand. And the first thing to assail me as I came to was an inexplicable headache. Okay. So we probably time skipped because this sounds similar to what happened in Murray Road. We suddenly got like the scene when everyone was like around or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is a rare perspective.